Ahoy there, shipmates, and welcome to Fingers, Fums, and Fits. In this episode of TTPITL, I will be painting the Redcoats and Officers from Skull Tales Full Sail. Can I keep the ship on a steady course? Let's find out. Just a quick note before we begin. I will be painting these minis following the in-game artwork. However, I will be changing one or two details. Also, I will be slapping the hell out of the chops of these minis, which I don't do often, and as a result, prime the minis with Chaos Black Spray. I then prepared the minis for slap chop, first with a heavy dry brush of Administratum Grey, then with a lighter Zenithal dry brush of Corax White. It was then time to apply the contrast paints, starting with Guilliman flesh on their skin. And I decided to do their coats next, using Flesh Tearers Red for the Redcoats, and Leviathan Blue for the Officers. I then used snakebite leather on any straps, pouches, and hats. This was also applied to the Redcoats' boots, along with the Officers' cuffs. The officers' shoes were given a lick of Black Legion. The soldiers' trousers were painted with a thin layer of Skeleton Horde. Not watered down, but just enough to tint those areas. This was also applied to the Redcoats' cuffs. Null Oil was then applied to their shirts, coat decorations, and the officers' leggings and lace cuffs. Wildwood was used for the wooden weapon parts, in this case the Redcoats' rifle stocks and the officers' pistol grips. Now for the metallics. Lead Belcher was used for the rifle barrels, the pistol muzzles, the Redcoats' bayonets, and their chains, as well as the officers' sword blade. The sword hilts were painted with Retributor armor. These areas were washed with Null Oil and Guilliman flesh respectively. The final detail was to paint the officer's belt, which I did with snakebite leather. Then all that was left was to base the minis, which I thought needed a kind of sandy look. So, shipmates, what do we think? Do ye give this a yay or a nay? Did I manage to keep the paint inside the lines? Please do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But that about wraps up this episode of TTPITL. This old sea dog only has one more thing to say, and that's thanks for watching. I hope to see you again on another adventure. Keep a weathered eye, keep on adventuring, and I'll see you soon. Avast.